Hello, everybody. It's the most awkward time of the live. I have a feeling I'm going to make a lot of people unhappy, but we got to do what we got to do. Hey, Erica, how are you? Thank you for the gift. Hey, not Jessie. I am all right. And you? Well, I just asked you that. Sorry. My brain is elsewhere at the moment. Hey, Mimi. Howdy, everybody coming in. I am afraid today is not really going to be able to be a chat live. I'm going to explain when some more people get here. Thank you, Mimi. It's good to be here. Sorry I didn't make it Friday. I've had a lot going on. And when I struggle, I kind of shut down. Hey, don't. How you, babe? Yep, that's how I responded. Thursday, they decided we're upping our rent $15 a week, which doesn't sound like much in the grand scheme, but when you're already kind of struggling to make it, it's a lot. I'm doing good. And so in typical Ashley fashion, I just didn't come live and sat in my feels instead of doing what I needed to do. So there's that. Where is my lighter? Oh, I'm going to light my candle. Hey, Jamie. I got one of my favorite ones coming. Kind of as a cheer me up present. The Mainstay candles that smell so good. Hello, everybody. Thank you for the heart me. And I'll say it again a couple times. I will try and get chats in, but I've really got to work on tarot. So I may not be able to do the chat lives like I've been doing. Or if I do, it'll have to be portioned. Like start at chat and then go to tarot or something like that. We all have them here. Like the whole house has them. Including some downstairs. For like the common area. Hope everybody's having a good day, though. For those of you looking for me Friday, I'm sorry I wasn't here. Until what release, Amber? Oh. Stretching feels so good now. As long as I would like. It's literally meant to be a home for as long as you need it to be. It's not like rehab where you have, well, they say you have as long as you need, but they will limit you after a point. Hey, Amanda, I'm all right. How are you? Although I was saying when I first opened the live, they kind of hit me in a sore spot. We had to up our rent $15. So that little 170 is now 185. So I'm not going to be able to do the chat lives like I was unless I get like a really busy day. Because I'm already having trouble meeting where I need to be. I'm not going to be able to add 3 more reading. Well, actually, another reading and a half in the way I'm going. I was thinking $5 readings. You haven't been $5 in a while. We knew it was coming because there's 2 empty rooms. But the last time there was 2 empty rooms, it was only 10. Nobody knows exactly how it ended up 15 this time. It just kind of fell in our laps, and that's what we got. So I'm currently working on getting a job. But how about hello, how are you? Yes, we pay equal expense shares. So they take the total expenses of the house, break it down by the number of people, and that determines how much we all pay. Now, because the rent or the EES does include some extra, we get a little wiggle room, and it's typically only like $10. But this time they decided 15. We are good, and how are you? He started walking Friday. He started standing up by himself Thursday night and took his first steps Friday. Completely unsupported, no push toy, no nothing. I'm glad his dad was on the phone and got to see it because I did not get to record it. But I suspect he's going to be free walking within the next 2 weeks, if that long. So that was a spot of light in the week. Oh, I hope you get better soon. Oh, yeah. All the fun in the world is heading my way. It's okay, though. He's really, he can get into some trouble if he is not monitored enough, but he's really not bad. He just finds trouble. There's a difference. That's funny you say that because he was walking on the rug downstairs. Yeah. I'm happy he's growing up, though. Everything has been good, and I'm very blessed. But I will let everybody know coming in, we are doing a mix of tarot and chat today. He loves to empty everything. It's been laundry lately. I have clean laundry mixed into today's laundry, I'm sure, because he just started pulling everything. He pulled out clean clothes from the dresser. He pulled out dirty clothes from the hamper and just, yeah. That's where he started. Actually, he stood up on the rug downstairs and he took his first steps on the rug in the playroom. Or no, it was the rug here. So it is funny you mentioned the rug. Hello, everybody. I have several spots open for tarot today. The more, the merrier. And we will be chatting in between. Yeah, that's what daycare was saying, that he should be barefoot when he was learning, and that it's because their feet, they kind of curl their toes to grip it first. I knew they said that bigger shoes are better, but I didn't know barefoot was best. So I learned something. I believe it. Mine gets mad at me. He throws whole temper tantrums. Throws things, kicks me, smacks me, beats me. screaming, fake crying, you name it, he does it, and will not stop until he gets his way. See, I never knew that. But now that I do, he stays barefoot. I put some shoes on him for when we're riding over to daycare, and that's that. We got some low numbers today. Just starting, and it's already like, bloop. I usually don't hit this until we bust out the tarot. Oh, I know. I already stand my ground on it, and when he fake cries, I won't play with him. I just let him do what he's going to do until he's over it. Right. And to be honest, I was hoping that because of the weather today and being sucky just about everywhere, I could get some in today and free up a little bit more time for the rest of the week. Good morning, Anna. Hey, bestie. Good morning, Jeannie. I was supposed to get some baby Crocs before I left rehab and never happened. And I'm sad. But he's got little baby flip-flops for the summer. That's what I do. Hey, Golden. Thank you, Belle. Yeah, it's good to be here today. I will not be able to keep this a Just Chat live. I've been every time it boosts, I've been re-saying it. They upped the rent by $15 Thursday because we are missing 2 people. So I'm going to have to add some tarot slots. And until I get a flow, we can't really take times for just chats. Oh, well, thank you, hon. That sucks, Anna. If it's any consolation, most men don't, but it doesn't make it any better. Thank you, Angie. Yep. You're so cute. Oh, I like that idea. Somebody asked me a question. I'm good, Golden. How are you? Thank you guys for the gifts. I do have spots open for tarot. I am going to try and make this a dual tarot and chat live. The more the merrier and better for me and you. That way, if I can't make it back the rest of the week, you get your reading in. That's good to know. That is good to know. I'll keep that in mind. Mostly he's barefoot anyway. I only put shoes on him when it's chilly. Now, when he starts walking, he'll have shoes on all the time. At least out of the house. But right now, when it's just strollers and stuff, he goes barefoot when it's warm. Or just socks. Or on days like today, a pair of shoes. Depends on how cold it is. Yep. He takes them on Monday indeed. Oh, it works the same called Atlas that I signed up for today. Well, thank you for at least thinking of me. I've lost a sock and I've lost a onesie and another pair of socks somehow. But we don't lose pinkies. But yeah, if you're looking to rebuild your credit and you don't want to you want to manage the secured factor, it's called Atlas. I got $10 to start just based off my bank account history. I can put more in to make my balance higher. You can pay it. It sets it to auto pay your balance, so it makes it look good for the credit agencies. And as you pay it, it goes up. It is $8.99 a month, and those payments help it go up too. But just a little thought for those who might need help building their credit. Yep, that's already my plan for him because I already know how he is with shoes. He hates things on his feet. He does not want to hear it. I also, this week, finally am able to take 12 hours between. Yep. They start reporting the first day, and you should see a boost within 2 to 3 months. They report to all the major credit agencies. Yes, I read cards last. Hey, Britt. They report your payment, they report the age of the account, and they report your balance to spending ratio. Yeah, he's been doing that. The two things to hold. He's been doing it with his cars now. I found it on Facebook. You can probably Google Atlas Card or DM me and I can send you a link. I'm not even worried about like benefits of it, just to help you out kind of a thing. I will just send you to the website and set it up. It lets you link 2 bank accounts. You can also like direct deposit into their deposit thing so you can automatically build your credit. You can do partial deposits. No, I don't mind at all. I'm essentially carrying 2 conversations, that's all. I found it today. They give you temporary cards so you can join a subscription and then it'll go away so that you don't forget to cancel the subscription. That's your choice. It's pretty cool. Well, thank you for saying that, Britt. I've never had somebody tell me that before. I have big ones I was supposed to teach with, and then life happened. No, you're not at all. Believe me, if I felt like that, I would tell you. And as far as reading cards, I do have openings. My rent has gone up $15, so we're going to be adding some more openings during the week. You're welcome, Jeannie. Thank you, Daisy. Until I get a flow and an idea how things need to split, I probably will only be doing split talk and tarot readings as opposed to the 2 chat lives a week. Bear with me. Once I get things established, we'll be all right. And keep in mind when sending for readings, please put a note. Anything you send me, there has to be a note. I've had people send tips and I think that it is a reading. And I've had people send readings that I thought was tips. I do not want to confuse anybody. So when you send for a reading, please put that it's for a reading. And since Lest is not familiar, my readings are $10. Linktree has your options for sending. Yeah, one live I held up for ages looking for somebody, and I found her, and she was like, no, that was a tip. But because it was the same amount as a reading, I thought it was a reading. I know, but if I went any higher, I wouldn't get them. And besides, $10 for an 8-card reading isn't terrible. It is. Oh, that's why our numbers are so low. They want us to promote our lives to get people. Okay, babe, I hope you feel better soon, and thanks for your advice. I think I'm going to go down and get another monster. I'm good, and you? I'm finally getting 12 hours between my doses. So rehab always had me do it at 7 and then at 4. For what reason, I don't know, because it would have been fine to do it at 8 o'clock. But 2 days in a row. I will to the day I die. I wouldn't live without it. Thank you, Erin. hell was I just saying? Oh, good thing I got monsters coming because this is the last one. Whew. What was I just telling you about? Oh, meds. My nose ran and reminded me. So, the day before yesterday, I made the video where I did the dose. And yesterday, I was able to do it at 12, so I'm proud. He is at daycare, Kimmy. Yeah, I have to cut back every so often or my neck's up too. Until I get a call back on an app, this is essentially work. So I've been using daycare time to be with you guys. Thank you, Kimmy. My allergies are kicking my ass, though. That's not fun. Watch, I'm glad I just said that. Because I didn't take my pill this morning. Even with it, my eyes are itching, my throat's rough. It's rough out here with allergens. That's what I hear. What kind of advice are you looking for, Stealthy? Thank you, Casey. And I have tons of trees out front growing, and I have flowers on them. They're the pretty pink maple things that I'm so highly allergic to. But I didn't know that's what they were. And I needed a place to live, so you win some, you lose some. When our season started changing and making our trees grow earlier and more full. Oh yeah, absolutely. Enjoy it while they're little because you will regret it. Make sure you keep a routine as much as possible when it comes to the baby. Try and have, I know newborns are not going to sleep on schedule, but try and keep your lights. If it's a dark room, try and keep it matching a sun and night schedule so they're used to, light means wake up, dark means go to sleep. I started that with mine when he was about 2 or 3 months old, and it got him, he was perfectly on sleep schedule, never had a problem. Slow down and appreciate everything. If you get a bottle warmer, watch it because they do get too hot too quick. What else? Labor's going to be scary, but I promise you, it's not that you forget, but the rush is worth it. Just feeling that connection is worth it. Thanks, Anna. I actually saw it somewhere, and I'm glad I saw it because it helped with him. My baby has been on a schedule since he was like about 2 or 3 months old. We didn't have windows in our room, so I would turn the lights on around sunrise and, well, not sunrise, but when the sun was up, and then I would turn them off and go to a darker setting when it was going down. He'll be 17 months on the 1st. No problem. DM me and I'll see what I can get together in a better list and not just off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of stuff that I know I messed up on. When they give you the baby, you are allowed to kiss him or her. Just so you know, I asked them, was I allowed to kiss my baby? If you want a reading, just click the link tree and choose CA or PP. And then send it with a note that that's what you want and come back and we sort it out. I know I got really scared about labor in the very beginning and at the end. So I can give you some good coping advice for that too if you need it. Also, getting them on watery cereal, perfect idea. But please do not start it when they're newborn. When my son came back to me after I settled at daycare, his family had already started putting oatmeal in his bottle, and I flipped my lid. I don't think you should really start that till they're like 3 months old. Their little tummies just aren't ready. And when I say watery, it's like a little teeny tiny bit in a whole bottle. It will help keep their tummy fuller longer, but that way you're not messing with their digestion. And my doctor told me not to start baby food till he was 6 months. I started getting the first step purees when he was about 5 months and just giving him little tastes. I did not rely on that for his meals until he was probably about 7 or 8 months old, but it'll help get you switched over easier. You're welcome, hon. And no, while you cannot spoil a baby by loving them, you cannot hold them too much in the beginning. You do have to have boundaries as they get older. Mine was a held baby and like all the time when he was newborn. And then when he got to be about 5 months old, we started with okay, you can go to, no, he wasn't even 5 months old. He might have been about 4. We always had put him in the little seat swings, but as he got to where he was holding his head up, I put him in like the little standard toys that you put them in and they can kind of stand up and play. The sit-me-ups, that's what they're called. And that helped him learn to sit, and it's only like $50 for the seat. It turns into a booster seat, so it grows with and that helped him sit up really quick. And tummy time has to be on the floor. I thought I was protecting my son from a dirty floor because, rehab, a lot of people, dirty floors. And I actually delayed his muscle development by doing that. So please make sure you're doing plenty of tummy time on the floor. They can have like a play pad under them or a rug under them, or a blanket, but not like on the bed or just on you. Make sure that he's on the floor too. And don't stress if, like my doctor expects my baby to be hitting milestones the second he turns the age. Your baby might not. If it's like 6 months or a year past, I would worry. But if it takes your baby a month or so, 2 months after the milestone age to hit it, it's okay. I used to freak out about that too. And whatever you do not co-sleep with them when they're little. Like, I know so many moms have success stories, but it just takes that one to not. And that's just heartbreak we don't want to have. No blankies in the bassinet. He can be swaddled, but no loose blankets until he's a year old. No stuffies until he's a year old. No bumper pads in the crib. Nothing more than a tight-fitting sheet. They cannot regulate body heat. My son would not keep a hat on to save my life. He still doesn't. But try and get yours to keep his hat on. If not, make sure his head is covered with his blanket. That's what I ended up having to do. When you dress them to the level that you feel comfortable at. Don't put your baby in 3 layers if you're going out in shorts and a tank top. They can't regulate and they can overheat very quickly. They do make lighter swaddle blankets. Good morning, Steph. And lighter onesies. You can still swaddle them and they'll still be cool. But don't do like the full felt or woolly blankets and PJs. You're welcome. Have any questions, just send them to me. if it wasn't for TikTok, I wouldn't have been prepared because I didn't have my mom either. So, paying it forward. Oh, and when you're in labor, don't let anybody tell you that it doesn't hurt that bad or to be quiet. Period. They're not you. They don't know how it feels. And some of those noises just happen. There's nothing you can do about it. So, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. And everybody coming in, just a reminder, we got tarot spots open. I'm going to be doing a split chat and tarot live until I get back in the rhythm now that rent's been raised. So, you wanted readings? This week is definitely going to be the time to get them. The more the merrier. I'm not limiting the spots today. I'll probably limit the time, but not how many can be in line, if that makes sense. I'm not going to say I'm only taking 6 or I'm only taking 5. But I'll say, hey, I'm done. Last one. That explains it better. Oh, goodness gracious. This live is just so dead. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm not used to numbers this low or a chat this quiet. I am. Thanks, Brandy, and you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't feel like it, though. Because I feel like if I reset, it's just going to be worse because people are not coming back as it is. Well, I'm still going to thank you anyway. Hey, Kelly. I am. Thanks. And you? I gotta fix this damn... I cannot wait. I gotta get... Supposedly, the house is doing it. I gotta get a better bed frame. I got one that's 2 sections, and it keeps sliding, and it's like one of those foam mattresses that you can unroll. So it hangs off the side. The baby fell off of it yesterday. Like, we need to get a better setup here. So I'm going to bring that up this week. You want to raise my rent and get me a better bed. Thank you, pretty. I'm glad to hear that, Kelly. Hell, once I get things balanced out, I might just buy my own and say, fudge it and take it with me. But this setup just ain't working. It keeps sliding down. Like, that's the gap. I have a little thing there to keep it from going down. He is doing great. He just started walking. He took his first unsupported steps Friday and started standing up by himself unsupported Thursday. This is a pretty hefty gap, and it's the best I can do with this damn setup. So I think it's fair to tell him, come on and fix it if you want me to pay more. I know. I'm excited. Like, I already know it's going to be worse, but I'm excited too. I really am. Sorry I wasn't here Friday when they told me about that. I haven't been okay. I posted a video talking about emotional and mental relapse mode. I reacted to that in ways that I used to react when I wasn't okay. And I couldn't shake it because then I started feeling like a failure, and it went downhill quick. So I took Friday for me. Probably the last thing I should have done, knowing that I had extra to work for, but took Friday for me. Hey, babe. It was all right. Baby took his first unassisted steps Friday. Stood up unassisted Thursday. Did find out my rent went up, so that kind of sucked. And have been working on coming out of mental relapse. Today I feel better, though, so there is that. I had my breakdown. I am in an Oxford house. I'm not in an apartment. So we don't have typical landlord-tenant rules. Just the one. We do not pay rent. We pay what's called EES. I call it rent because people don't know what the hell I'm talking about when I say EES. But it's equal expense share. When 2 members left, that left us 2 members worth not being paid. So it is how it is. Once we get at least one of the rooms filled, it'll go back down, but I don't know how long that's going to be. Yeah, I'm trying. It's just hard to not feel disheartened. Yep, that's the difference. And that's one thing we do make sure to talk about in the interviews too, because people expect that this is going to work like an apartment. We also, if we mess up, have 15 minutes to get out. We do not have to go by normal eviction law, and we sign agreeing to that. And that's for the safety of the house, the people in it, and the kids in it. That's where I've been all weekend, and just, I can't even get my thoughts in order enough to figure out how many readings I would need a day. I budgeted originally, like, no problem. If I did 3 a day, then I had, like, 2 days where I'd need some extra, and that was it. I think, honestly, it's only going to come up to 2 more readings, but it's been hard enough getting those 3 a day. So, I don't get anything more than I can handle. There's something to learn here. I just have to see what it is, and I won't know until it's over. That's all I keep telling myself. I also learned over the weekend that this, like, relapse mode thing apparently does come in waves in recovery. At certain points, it'll happen. You're more than welcome to if you'd like, Allison. Just put in the notes what it's for, like if it's a reading, a tip, whatever, so I know what's up with it. It is in the link tree in the bio. Well, I appreciate that. I've noticed changing how I look at things is helping. Like, remembering there's people who have no chance to pay their bills, or have no chance to feed their babies, or have no chance to be warm and safe today. My stuff is still bad, but there are people that have it worse. Yeah, times might be tough, but I'll learn something. I'll learn ingenuity, or budgeting, or something. There is always something to be learned in everything. So that's what I was telling myself all day yesterday. Like, instead of stressing over anything, let's put things in perspective. Because I was stressing a lot. I was stressing about feeling like it would be a good idea. to go out. That's where I was Friday and Saturday. Friday, I felt like I'm not going to be able to do this. Why am I bothering? Which then led to me, as I said, I responded like I would have back then. But that led to me thinking, I don't even have to be mad at this. I could go out right now. I could find some place to go. I know it's there. I just got to look. And I didn't put it together at first because sometimes that will happen. I will have those thoughts and they go away. But then the emotions started coming with it. Thank you, Kelly. And then next thing I know, I was smelling and tasting it. I was remembering the good times, when there was no bad except what I was living. That's when I knew I was in trouble. That's when I knew it was bad. But I went to group yesterday and talked to them. And we actually did a reading on self-obsession, which was pretty fitting for the moment because that is what I was doing. I'm obsessing over my problems and my issues instead of thinking about the whole. I'm not the only one it's been raised for. I'm not the only one that's got to figure it out. I'm not the only one who isn't happy. Hey, Sarah. I'm doing all right. And you? This all led me to finally reach out to my sponsor and talk to her. I saw, thank you, babe. It's always appreciated. And when I sign off, I always send back a reply too. But I actually talked to my sponsor. Now I'm using her in the form that sponsors are supposed to be used. So that felt good. Thank you, Bright. It's a bump in the road. It's not the end of the world. But definitely I need to do some heavy work because that bump in the road shouldn't have derailed me so hard. So yeah, that's been my weekend. I started the GED math Thursday. Thank God. It's not actually the class. It's more of like one-on-one tutoring for those of us who do really good at certain things and not so good at others. And that went pretty good, except there is one girl that, I don't know, we spent so much time explaining it for her that I feel like the rest of us kind of got left out. We're sitting there twiddling our thumbs because she's just not getting it. There's one downside to class, and focus. It's hard. Thank you, Anna. But then again, that's also probably why I don't pick things up, because I won't admit that I can't do it. I won't let people try and walk me through because I don't want to hold people up. Hey, Emily. I see it, Tracy. Yep, that's basically what I was trying to say. As crappy as it went, I'm to the point that I can see the positives. I thought I was dumb at it, Anna, and then surprisingly, now that I'm actually doing it, it's not. Oh, I'm so good at fractions, Bobby. Like, that's why they were getting frustrated, because the adult education is like pre-GED, borderline GED. You could theoretically take that alone and pass. And I'm whipping it out with fractions, division, multiplication, decimals. And then word problems kind of got to me. And conversions got to me. And geometry. Geometry is my arch nemesis. Although it did help to start back on 2D and angles instead of starting in the middle of the other class's progress. Thank you, Andy. My teacher on Wednesdays actually taught me a really cool way to solve those. As you're reading, note the parts that have to do with math. So let's say I make up a problem and it says 32 cows are being fed 5,000 tons of food. How many tons of food would each cow eat? But there's other words around it. Well, we would write down the 32 and the 5,000 tons and then how much per. And that makes it a lot easier than trying to work through all those extra words. I'm doing good, Angie, and you? So, I don't know if any of you have kids in school or you're going through school, but it's a neat little tip. That's good to hear. Yes! So here's what they did to me on Wednesday. I wanted to just... with that teacher. She said she couldn't help us because when we did this on the test, we would be alone. And it was basically to write an algebraic equation. I know nothing about this. The solution was easy. It was... if a batch of brownies is half a cup of butter, how many cups of butter would you need to make batches of brownies? Or something like that. And it came out to just being the half times x equals. But I couldn't wrap my brain around that. And she wouldn't help. Oh my God, it was so annoying. That had me. I could not get it. Hey, Mama, thank you so much. It's all good here. It's all good in the hood. He just started walking Friday. He stood up by himself Thursday night with no support and then took his first 2 steps Friday night. And it was cool because I was on video chat with his dad and I always turn it so he can watch the baby. So we got to see it together live. I cried. I cried. I was so excited. But I cried mostly because I got to share it with his dad. Everything else has been videos. But my baby growing up. He's such a sweet boy. One of the girls here watches him for me so I can do the Sunday morning NA meeting. And that's just because my ride doesn't always have the room to take him. So she takes him for the hour or whatever, and I come back and we spend the rest of our Sunday together. Well, he started now, when he's with her, turning around and randomly hugging her. And it's just got her, like, over the moon that he's so sweet. I know, Angie. Thank you, Mama. He'll be 17 months on the 1st, and I'll be 17 months over on the 30th. And that's exciting because I'll get to share that anniversary with my home group. And I don't know about when my key tag is. I don't know if I actually will be in group on that day. No. I'll either have to get it 3 days before or 4 days after. But that's okay. I'll get it. And I'm going to get it from my home group. And I have one that was already sent to me. I'm in an Oxford house now, Mama. I graduated out of the rehab program February 15th. And I've been here since. It's like sober living, but it's democratically run instead of staff. And it does suck because in situations like this week where members are out and we're 2 rooms empty, our rent goes up. But it's also really great because there's nobody really telling you what to do or bossing you around. We get random UAs. I thought my eyelashes were missing. We get random UAs, and that's about it. We have our chores. There's nobody bossing you. You can come and go as you want. We have a curfew, and that's it. Thank you, Angie. I'm glad you stuck around. This week, we finally got my methadone balanced to where I can actually wait the full 12 hours between for the first time ever, which means that it's doing the job. I finally got it balanced. Hey, princess. So that's been exciting. And last week, my clinic took me from 3 days a week to 2. Oh, thank you for the subscription. I have a feeling you're the one I need to thank you for the gift, too. Well, good luck to your friend. It's not easy. It will push you to your limit. If they're feeling comfortable, then it's just not working. How you been, Miss Randy? That's something else I've learned on this journey. If it's comfortable, something's wrong. Because real growth, real change, it sucks. It's not comfortable. You don't want to be there. Well, I still gave it. I did it. And I learned it because of going through rehab. The days where I was comfortable are the days that I was not doing my best. And the days that I was uncomfortable are the days I made the biggest breakthroughs. Thanks, Randy. Hey, Kayla, congratulations. That is huge. I'm so happy for you. Oh, and I was saying, I already have a gray one to put on my little wall. I get 2 of each now that I have a home group. So that I can keep one on my keychain. So I have 2 of the 1 year. I'm going to have 2 of the 18-month and 2 of the multiple years. So I can have my keychain row up there and what's on my keys. Oh, that's a tough spot, Mama. Thank you, Angie. I hope it does too, Cheryl. Thank you, Kayla. That is a tough spot, Mama. And I think that this might be a time for boundaries. If he is not healthy and he's not in a good place and he's not... Hey, Cyber, how you been, stranger? Oh, my God. It's hard to do it alone. I chose to get me better. And I wish there was a way to get better without having to raise him alone. But I would rather raise my baby alone than to have somebody who is not in the right place. Thanks, Miss Angie, and you too. Than to have somebody who's not in the right place there. I don't know what that means in your case, and I'm not going to ask or pry. But for me, I would be worried. Are you going to have to worry about him snatching the baby? Are you going to have to worry about him hurting the baby? Are you going to have to worry about coming and going in this baby's life? not just the moment here now and its ripple effect here, but what's it going to look like in years? And you would know better than I. You know him. But I would definitely put boundaries. Maybe a video chat would be a good way to start. I was 15 days postpartum. No. 13 days postpartum when I went into rehab. And he spent 3 weeks with his dad while I got settled in and got his space ready. We had to wait for an opening for him. But those 3 weeks damn near killed me. And that's the only time he's been away from me in his whole life. Except daycare. I still haven't been able to let him go with his dad on the weekend. So when I tell you as a mom who won't let my baby go with a dad who's great, I get it. And I get you on the projector. Thanks, Randy. Readings are $10. The payment options are in the link tree in the bio. But they're like icons now. It's not links. So look up at the top, not the list that goes down. And thank you, Mama. And that goes for everybody. Whether it's with your kids or you. If you got somebody who's not healthy and yeah, I'll be here for a little while, Mama. You got time. I bet that was rough. But you still did the right thing. I know it sucks going through it, but like everybody says to me, he'll thank you one day. I have no intention of hiding from my baby what happened. Because I'd rather tell him myself than him find it on the internet. And there are some freaky people that are waiting to find him online so they can tell him. And that's just next level. The same people who say leave kids out of it are the same people who want to hunt him down. But I digress. And as far as you, Mama, if you want to do it now, great. If you want to wait a little while, great. I'll let you know before I leave. And I bet he's so proud. Yep. I already knew CPS was coming in that room. I'd already done what I should have done earlier. I'd already been in contact, letting them know what was what. And all they wanted of me, if that's what you want to do, Mama, all they wanted of me was to maintain my clinic and 30 days of clean urine. I am the one who said treatment. I started to backtrack, and then his dad is the one who said, no, you need to stick by it. And I started backtracking because I came that close to messing up. Aww. I want to work in the field too. There's a joke that everybody in recovery does, but it's because you can't keep what you have unless you give it away. There we go. Hey, Paps. That's what I'm doing. I'm busting my ass right now to get my GED so I can start college and go be a social worker and addiction counselor. Thank you, Kai. The advisor said that they don't have the just addictions counselor classes anymore, where I could just go through them to be an addictions counselor alone, because I was going to do a major minor. I'm going to type it for you. Let me know if you see it. because I really would have rather have majored in social work and minored in addictions counseling, I think. Because even being a social worker will let you work with them in some way. Anyway, I can't do it that way, but it is included with social work. Thanks, Paps. I do every day. This weekend was a setback. Was a little bit in relapse mode, but I'm feeling better today. And learning that no matter how bad things get, you can learn from them. There's something good there. And talking to you guys helps put it in perspective. Oh, I do. I have a sponsor. I have a home group. I have the girls I live with. I have people from the home group. And that's just since I've been in the Oxford house that I've done this. So I'm doing good. When I got here, one of the requirements was for the first month, I had to do 5 meetings a week, which is how I slid into NA. And yes, my home group is aware. The goal is to come off methadone at some point in time, so they accepted me. And here I am. And it's got ties to people I knew before Oxford House and before NA. So it's a little bit more comfortable and easier for me to open up. And I got off a blackout 2 weeks ago. So I'm officially a full-blown Oxford House member. It's exciting. I've been doing my 90 and 90 they tell you to do when you're first clean via Zoom. Part of me wishes I'd have done it when I first started, and part of me says, no, you did it right when you needed to. Thank you, Sandra. Honestly, I don't know. It took me, even after going to the meeting and talking that first day in rehab, I just didn't buy into it. So, hey, Amanda. Exactly. That's part of what started me going to the 90 and 90 was going through stuff. And I leaned on groups hard. I went to 4 meetings between Saturday and Sunday because I was in relapse mode. I saw, Mama, what kind of reading would you like? For everybody else, I'll be back chatting as soon as I'm done this reading. And I'll be done this reading as soon as I can find the cards to start it. I knew I set them up somewhere high. Oh no! You can do a general where we just see what comes out, or you can ask a question. I remember you. Because I always thought it said hippie. I'm not gonna lie, I always thought it said hippies. Hey G. I will be back to chatting after this reading. This is the only one I have. See? I told you I remembered. Please don't feel like you're not welcome while we do the reading. I'll be right back to chatting in a minute. Okay. Ace of Swords right off the bat. Aces are blessings, so that's a good thing. Thank you, G. Good morning. I missed the name, but I saw you say good morning. Good morning, Brenda. It's good here. I hope yours is too. Okie dokie, G. I'll be here. Looking at this, I'm wondering, and it's not really reading it, just getting the vibe to start. I'm wondering if you're having some troubles either in a relationship, like it doesn't have to be loving relationship, it could be familial or a friend, but you've been having some issues and now you're getting blessed with a new way to perceive it and work through it, or this had happened and this is what happened. That's obviously not all of it, but that's like what I caught to begin with. First I have the Ace of Swords. Aces are blessings, period, while swords are intellectual, communication, intelligence, mental clarity and understanding, change of viewpoints. I think you get the idea. This could be also a way of communication if I didn't say that. And the first thing that came to my mind was knowing what to say, so knowing what to communicate to work it out. The reason I said relationships was the Lovers. There was a choice to be made within this relationship. Still not 100% sure it was actually a lover, but there was a choice to be made that you finally found a way to communicate about in order to work it out. And I say that because both the Eight of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. You've been through enough in this relationship or friendship or what have you that you feel like it's one thing after another, like you're leaving a battlefield every time you're around them, and that's not how it should feel. And you know, if you do the work, bust your ass on both sides, it could be fixed. But the problem was, or is, there is some untruth here. Whether it's lying to themselves or lying to you, but it is on the other party's side. I don't think they're telling themselves the truth. Now, I wouldn't say that this is a sign to give up per se, but you may need to put some distance between you while you work this out. And I'm not saying permanent. This is more of a let one door open, let one door close so another can open. Give them some time to themselves to think, do they really want to keep up like this? Do they really want to lose the connection that they have? Is this really worth it for them? I do think that once you're out of sight and they have to look behind at the good parts, they'll be a little bit more willing to work with you going forward. But right now with that dishonesty, you're not going to get anywhere. It can be saved though. I wouldn't give up. Just put some distance, give it some time. Let them work out the fact that they're lying to themselves. And this is the type of like delusional lying that you saw me go through. For an example, where it's quite obvious that this person is doing a thing or has a thing or whatever, and they still say, no, I'm fine. I'm just tired, or I'm just busy. I would not give up on them, but definitely give them some space. Let them work it out on their own. Ugh. I'm not going to ask you to talk about it if you don't want to, but if you need an ear while you're going through it, my DMs are always open. And of course, I like hearing when it's resolved or plays out too, so you're more than welcome to share that as well. Ooh. You're very welcome and good luck. The Lovers is also about choices, so it may come down to having to make a choice of which one you want to work through. And that may be part of why you're being told to take some time. But definitely some honesty needs to be had in at least one person's part that is not you. So, here's to hoping they wake up. You're welcome. Thank you, Britt. Almost 17 months sober. I want to say I remember Steph OX. But thank you. You have to want it. If you want it and you're willing to do anything to get it, and people say don't say this, but I do because it's what it worked for me. Chase sobriety as hard as you chase not being sober. I know. But I tell you what, when you surrender and you give up and you just say, I cannot do another day like this, that feeling is indescribable. Like, I remember the pure relief that I felt when I was laying in that hospital bed, and I knew without a doubt 110% I no longer had a choice in this. It was a problem. I needed to fix it, and if I fucked up, I was going to lose everything. You would think that would stress me out. No, it was absolutely relieving and freeing in a way. You don't have to lie anymore. You don't have to spend all your money and time chasing a thing that's not worth anything. Thank you, Shattered. I don't want to have you say things that'll get you in trouble. But have you tried replacement, Matt? I'm probably going to get hate for saying this. I don't believe everybody needs to hit a rock bottom to be better. Has that helped you any? Because I would say, honestly, if you're on Matt and you're still struggling, you may need to up it. Talk to your doctor about it. I figured as much. Because cross addiction is a big thing. But talk to your doctor about it. Believe it or not, it can help with cravings of other things as well. They may decide not to go up. They may decide to put you in an IOP instead, which may actually help you more than just going to outpatient. Which is just like the group setting, group therapy, like what you would have in rehab. It may also do you well to go to a rehab for a little bit. Just make sure that they are going to allow you to keep your mat, because some will not. What I had to do to make me stop wanting to numb was face the pain I was running from. Don't do that alone, but maybe see if you can get a therapist or a counselor that you could do it with. It took me the best part of 15 months to feel comfortable enough with my counselor to do it. And then when I did, it was amazing how fast the relief would come. I love you more, Janine. Thank you, Robin. You're all right and perfect. While you're doing that, I will say not to push it on you. And I definitely wouldn't tell them what you're doing. Hey, Southern. But it may benefit you to go to something like an NA or AA meeting and just listen to other people's stories. That's part of what went into helping me, was seeing all the people in recovery and how they did it and realizing, wait a minute, I can have that too and I am worth it. Hey, Sad. Plus the support. All you have to do is want to be clean to be welcome. They generally consider Matt to still be using. So they might limit you, like, participating depending on the group. But even just listening helps a lot. You can even go to Zoom meetings, do them online and listen. This is from a girl who hated it and wanted nothing to do with it just a few years ago. It's definitely helped me a lot since I've been going. And yes, me too, Kim. I was so jealous and so upset and felt like, why can't I do this? Yes, NA does. In fact, the only reason that I am able to participate is because I am coming off eventually. This has always been my plan. I just don't know when it is. So I have the desire to stop using. And because they're a little bit more understanding where I go. Go to one where they don't know. Or just go to a Zoom meeting. Like I said, I did not go in there and talk about it until I looked for a sponsor. The person who runs the group, though, literally knew what's going on. So I felt safe. That's what I would say. Get yourself in, or you can even get some of the literature and just read the stories in there. But that was what helped me the most, was the stories. You can watch recordings of meetings and get the stories. And it doesn't even have to just be NA. It can be Life Recovery, Celebrate Recovery, AA, NA, HA, which is anonymous, or CA, which is anonymous. You get where I'm going. And that's true. If there is somebody out there that can do it, then you can do it too. It's not easy to make that leap, but once you make the leap, it is the easiest hard thing you've ever done. And yeah, there will probably be some times where you don't want to keep going. But don't give up, because those times are usually right before it's about to get better. Hey, Shy. And of course, you know my DMs are always open. Yup, me too. And well, this might not work for somebody, and I definitely wouldn't do it still using. But I also watch like documentaries about that life. D Inc. on Netflix was a good one. There's another one I've been watching where it shows the cop side and the bad side. And it lets me look at what I was like and go, wait a minute, that I was doing that. That was me. But because they don't censor, it could be very triggering. So don't do that unless you can handle it. I would definitely not recommend it until you're in a place where you are feeling less triggered than you've ever felt in your life. Exactly, Kim. And that's why I'm saying, One is called Rugs Inc. D Rugs Inc. I don't know if Netflix still has it. Yeah, it's fine, perfect. And then I forget what the other one I'm watching is, but if you DM me, I will pull my history and tell you after live. But like I said, that's more for other people that are here and is something that I do, not something that I would recommend to somebody early in or still using. I don't know though. I mean, an argument could be made that if you are still using, some of those might help open your eyes, but I wouldn't do it. You're welcome, Leslie. Thank you, Shy. Plus, you got to understand, like, if somebody tells you don't, I'm going to do it. So I've been watching that stuff since I was using. Oh, I love Intervention. That's another one I watch. I don't think I ever gave up watching that. It also helps when you're met where you're at with love and acceptance. That's how I got here. Janine and her friends scooped me up, met me where I was, didn't judge. They didn't text me saying, oh my God, get clean. They texted me and said, how's the weather where you are? They didn't text me and say, you know, oh my God, you're going to unalive. They texted me and said, I love you and miss you today. Just checking in. It is reality. I understand that. Exactly. That's what made the difference for me. I had decided I was going to go, and then I had come close to lapsing. And then I had kind of backtracked on my idea. And the baby's dad was the one who said, I'm not going to bury you. Like, you need to do this. Well, thank you, Southern. I do now. You're more than welcome to imperfectly. You wanted a friend on here, or was it like Facebook or something? I'll follow you back here, and my Facebooks and stuff are in my link tree if you want to add me there. Or you can type facebook.com/MS Ashy Cat into your browser, and that'll pull up my personal Facebook. Yep, I'll get it after live, Leslie. And like I said, I just got to look it up because I don't remember what it's called. This one that I don't remember, though, is more interesting because it's the cop and the bad guy sides. Kim, that's how I felt when I woke up. Do you know Saturday, Sunday, and this morning, I was not up at the crack of 7 o'clock to get my medicine. I laid in bed. I just played on my phone in my bed Saturday. Yesterday and today, we slept in. There was no rushing as soon as my alarm went off. In fact, I woke up late this morning. It was like 7:30 when I finally woke up. Oh, thank you, Paps. That is so cute. You're welcome, Leslie. And that just felt so freeing. That's the first time since I was using that I've woken up and wasn't sick, wasn't rushing to get something, wasn't rushing to feel better. And I'm so excited that we finally got it balanced. At night, I'm going to 12 hours now, and it's the same thing. Like, I'm not basically jonesing. Like, I'm not feeling desperate. Now I just got to work on getting on the meds to counteract the sweatiness and the hot flashes, which I'm going to talk to my doctor about tomorrow. Me either. I cannot wait until the day comes that I can do that without anything. But I'm not going to rush it either. Hell, it's taken me almost 17 months to get here. So, we're not going to rush it. All right, Paps, you have a good day. I'm sorry, Southern. Yep, the sweating sucks, Mama. And the, hot feeling. Hey, Tracy. I am, thanks, and you? Thanks, Paps. For me, it makes me feel sick. And that's the problem. It makes me feel sick. And then it's worse because I have nasal damage. If I do certain things, my nose just runs. If my allergies are triggered a certain way or I'm too stuffy, it just runs. And so in my head, that's what it is. Well, thank you, Kim. I feel better. I didn't think that I was accepting my body where I was, but now that I'm losing a little bit of this chub from the Mounjaro, I really feel good. Work sucks, Tracy. Don't work too hard. Everybody keeps telling me that, but I feel like nobody wants to hear my story. Okay, babe. I'll be in touch after live. We're almost to the end time anyway, because I usually stay about an hour and a half. There you go. You're doing it right. You tapering off the Bezos. You're welcome. That's how the Mounjaro is. When she told me, I literally cried because it was the first time in my life I was comfortable with my weight and my body and how I looked. The last time I was 200 pounds, I looked like a blimp, and this time I carried it well. But I don't have the aches and pains. The more weight I'm losing, the less I'm hurting. The better my blood sugar's getting. So, yeah. I'm comfortable, but not comfortable. Although I think I messed up because I did... Let me get it. It was good to see you too, Mama. I hope I see you again. I'm here 5 days a week. Now, I want you to see this. I did my thigh 3 weeks ago, cycling through. It was my first time. Look at that bruise. And it's still there. I don't know if I did it wrong or what. My other thigh didn't bruise. But I definitely prefer it on my stomach. It made me really nauseous, but protein shakes and snacks have really helped, and it keeps your hair from falling out. That's good to hear, Kim. Exactly. I know what the test picked up, but I'm pretty sure that I was messing with xylazine towards the end. I'm pretty sure. That's a good idea. I think I'm going to try it next time because I can more than reach mine to right here. I don't have physical proof, but I know I had something that put me to sleep when nothing else would. Let's put it that way. I prefer stomach over the leg, but next time I'll do the arm and see what that does. But I'm pretty sure I can just kind of hold it, and I can get one of the girls to do it for me too. I still am a baby. I pricking my finger for my blood work or my blood test and doing the Mounjaro are the hardest things in my life because I know it's going to hurt, even though it's a little bit of hurt. And then it's like, I don't want to do it, and I kind of hesitate. Oh, it was a light. I thought my Crown was broken. But he'll be 17 months on the 1st and took his first unassisted steps Friday. Up, 1 second. I hate substitutions. Mine's the auto. I started in January, like mid-January. I started at 198 or 197 pounds, and I'm down to 166 as of 2 days ago, since January. It does fly. Yep, he stood up unassisted Thursday night and took his first unassisted steps Friday night. Thank God I was on the phone with his dad and he got to see it too. And this is the lowest dose too, by the way. I am on the 2.5 and have been this whole time. Sounds like, well, if they didn't give it to you just for weight loss, you might not be able to. But it sounds like you could do with an upping on yours, Kim. Thank you, Haley. That's the reason I'm on mine too. If I wasn't diabetic, it wouldn't have been covered. But first they said I was insulin resistant, and then she said no, it was type 2 diabetes. And the only reason we knew was because I kept getting low sugar. And I kept saying, my sugar's dropping, my sugar's dropping. And my A1C was spot on. It was fine. So she gave me a meter and was like, well, when you feel low, test it. All right, Southern, you have a good day, and glad they're there to save you. Nope. Just the Manjaro. But, what was I just going to say? Oh, the first time I tested my blood, that first morning, it was over 200. And we were watching it go from, 56 to 240 back and forth. So, I'm surprised my A1C didn't show it, but she did say it happens. But now I have the one touch meter that links with the app so she can monitor it. Yes, I have to have the traditional one for so many months, and then once that's up, she's going to get me one of those because she wants to see what it looks like throughout the day and not just testing randomly. Because from the looks of it, my blood sugar's been going really low in the middle of the night. Good. I wasn't that high, thank God. She was hoping it was weight related, but I've been like this my whole life, so that's why we went with Manjaro, see how it works. So far, it's done really good for my sugar. It really has. And like I said, the weight loss has been good, so we'll see what she says tomorrow. In the middle of the night. She was telling me that that's normal, to have a middle of the night low, but it's how low that's the issue. I went a little over my time today. Well, thank you, Kim. I haven't talked about it much, except to say my weight going down is not going to be a sign of use. Because honestly, I didn't think people would really care. But I can do updates every now and then. The big thing is going to be to go tomorrow and see what she says, if we're going to go up, and if she's happy with the progress. So I have to text them and find out what my appointment time is, because I didn't make that appointment. The nurse did at the rehab before I left. But I'm going to go ahead and head off of here. I still got laundry to go start and some chillaxing to do, a little bit more housework to do. True. And I've been sharing my tea, so why not the diabetes? You too, Kim. It was good talking. You too, Anna. Just a reminder, I'm here 5 days a week, Monday to Friday. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do about 4 readings a day with some extra ones here and there, thinking about it. So we will have to do split reading and chat lives. So just be prepared for that. But I will still chat with you guys and everybody will be happy. Thanks, Anna. I'm here every day, Kim. I'm sorry to hear that. I come on every day, Monday to Friday, right around 12:30 Eastern time. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is closer to 12:30 because school. But Mondays and Fridays, I come on a little earlier sometimes. So just keep an eye out for me. I hope everybody has a great day. And I will see you all tomorrow. Sounds good. Have a good day, y'all. Okay, thanks. Bye. Oh, thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Carrie. I saw it just as I was leaving.